because I am so inspired by one of my fellow YouTubers that loves to continue to criticize me, I'm going to be talking about in this video why the only 3 things you really need for an EDC is a pen, a phone, and, believe it or not, a Swiss Army knife. That's all you need, guys. And as always, don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe so you can see more awesome Alaskan content like this. Guys, hopefully you like this angle, and I'm going to try and duck low enough so you guys can see me and the stuff that I'm talking about today. And hopefully you like also this kind of comical entry. I know, of course, you guys obviously, most of you will obviously know that you need a little bit more than just a pen, a Swiss Army knife, and a phone. You probably also want a lighter, a wallet, and maybe some other stuff too. But what today's primary premise is to actually talk about just how you can get by with a handful of really great pieces of gear and how you can build a pretty minimalistic EDC. And I think a Swiss Army knife, or particularly a Victorinox, really can help with that. Now, of course, whenever considering the type of Victorinox you want to choose, you want to really consider what all you need in an everyday carry situation. But for the most part, something like this Huntsman can be really, really useful because 1, you have your pen here for writing, 2, you have your phone here for pretty much all your miscellaneous and extraneous tasks, such as calling, texting, going on web, going on YouTube, of course. That's really important for us, and just everything you really need to do online or with the connected world. But then you also have this Victorinox that helps you with everything else. And so you have your small blade. I really like this pen blade here because it's really great for opening packages and just doing your smaller kind of work. It's also not a very aggressive blade, so when you pull it out, you know, it's nothing like, you know, this double-edged OTF here that's just all like mean and menacing that I can't even deploy. But you know, this big mean knife here, you know, it's really not like that. It looks really nice, really cute, and you know, it's not going to intimidate anybody because you don't want to intimidate people when you're just trying to open your mail. So really like that tiny little knife. Then you also have a bigger knife. This isn't super useful for EDC, but you know, it's really great for if you have to carve on something or if you need to cut something that's larger. It's really great for opening packages and overall stuff like that. It's really good at doing. And then, you know, you also have scissors in here, which is really great. And you can use scissors for a ton of tasks. I legitimately use scissors for many things every single day. You also have different screwdrivers. So you have like a small Phillips head here and a can opener. I doubt you're actually going to use that every day, but you also have a bottle opener. Probably not going to use that, but most importantly, you have a large Phillips, or sorry, flathead. Of course, they wouldn't think to give you Phillips because that would be too much. So anyways, you also have a corkscrew on here, which I don't even know why these are included anymore. Maybe you're like a wine connoisseur, but I'm sure you can find an EDC task for that. And you know, like this hook, I don't even know what you use this for, but I'm sure it's useful for some EDC task, maybe to like grab some random thing and like lift it up and, you know, throw it away. I don't know. But then you also have an awl, which is pretty cool. You can use it to like punch people or, you know, I don't know, maybe just like use as a stabbing implement. I don't really think you could use this every day, but it's probably good for something, and I don't know what that something is. But then you also have a saw. I almost forgot about it. I don't even know how you'd use this in an everyday carry situation, but you know, you probably find a use because, you know, you're good. And so, you know, that's basically all you need for an everyday carry situation, basically. And so, you know, I mean, like I said, whenever choosing something, you've got to make sure that it has the right tools for you and that you are making the right choices for your everyday carry situation. It also, I almost forgot, has like tweezers. That's really actually quite important, all jokes aside. You know, I use that a lot for actually taking things like splinters, hairs, and just like everything else, just removing everything because it's important. Then lastly but not least, you also have a toothpick because you're going to probably need one of those because you also probably spent all your money on this tool instead of seeing a dental hygienist, so you're probably going to want a toothpick. Anyways, guys, in all seriousness, with a few jokes aside, this can be a pretty useful tool, and Victorinoxes are really awesome. Overall, Swiss Army knives, whether they be Wengers or Victorinox, are really nice to have. They can help cut down on your EDC if you are just starting out. They're a really great tool. Personally, a lot of people criticize me and they're like, well, why do you carry, why don't you just carry, something like this Victorinox? It's going to help you cut down the amount of tools you carry. Then you won't look like that kid carrying a million tools. And to those people, it's like they're probably onto something, but I personally prefer EDCing something like, just a straight knife. This is probably a little more than just a straight knife, but, I like carrying a normal knife because of the whole fact that, one, it's faster to deploy. This is just simply way faster to deploy as opposed to pulling out this nail nick and then, opening it. I also like the fact that this has a pocket clip. Some people don't like pocket clip knives, and that's perfectly okay. I unfortunately do. I also like the steel on most knives because just about every knife I carry has a really high grade steel, whether it's M390, whether it's LMAX like you guys just saw in the Microtech, or if it's at CPM S35VN. They're all really high end steels, which means I don't really have to worry about them rusting. I don't have to worry about resharpening them. With this Victorinox, it's really great and it's really dandy, but I do have to sharpen it quite frequently if I'm going to use it a lot, which once again is great if you are, a beginner, if you're just looking to get something that's affordable and can handle a lot of things. These are really great for EDC beginners because they cover just about everything you realistically need in a day's time, especially with the scissors and with the small pen blade. That really is going to have you covered for most situations that you're going to encounter, but you can have it all in one nice package as opposed to having all these different things dispersed about your body like I do. But overall, the thing is that you're just going to get one streamlined quality level, and it's still good, it's just not the best. I think of multi-tools a lot like that, jack of all trades, master of none. And so for me, it's like, because I have the options and the ability, I like to go for these, knives that are really good at being knives. I like to go for, this tool that's really good at being this tool, and, so on and so forth. So anyways, guys, that is kind of my take on it, but I do want to say that especially if you're starting out, and even if you are more advanced, having a Victorinox rocking at EDC is a really smart choice. I do personally like, and once again, it's kind of funny, I do rock this multi-tool quite a bit in an EDC capacity, kind of as my stand-in multi-tool, and overall I like it. However, for me, it's like I kind of a lot like how I carried my my Victorinox Classic SD. I didn't even use the knife on it. I really just used the nail file and the scissors. That's really all I used on it because those were the only tools I needed. Honestly, if they made a Classic SD without a knife, I wouldn't even care because I don't use my multi-tool knives really that much. And I like having these knives here as a backup for in case anything happens to my other two, but for the most part, realistically, I'm never going to really use these in an EDC situation, but I do use the other tools quite a bit, in fairness. So anyways, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this kind of comical video, and I've tried to throw some realisticness into it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and don't forget, like I said, or hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video and this look at kind of my thought on having a Swiss Army knife, a phone, and a pen. And as always, guys, God bless, and I'm out.